And now we are joined by Zimpaper's political editor, Ranga Mataire, and he's going to help us unpack the president's address. It's good to have you in studio, Ranga. Now, what were your main takeaways from the president's State of the Nation address?
Good evening. Thank you so much. I think the major takeaways are on the issue of food security. The president alluded to the fact that the country is now food secure, and he alluded to the work that the government has done to ensure that the country is food secure. And then there was the issue of drug abuse. The president was very unequivocal in saying that we need to deal with the scourge of drug abuse. But more fundamental is the business of parliament. You are aware that there were outstanding bills that were in the last 90 parliament that need conclusion in this parliament. And these bills that were in the 90th parliament include the Mines and Minerals Amendment Bill, the Public Finance Amendment Bill, the Medical Service Amendment Bill, the PVO bill as well. There are other bills also that have become absolute laws, like not bills but laws that have become absolute, such as the Fredley Clayton Trust Act, the Service Documents Act, Settled Estate Leasing Act, and the War Marriages Validation Act, which the president said needed to be repealed. So in terms of the parliament business, I think there are outstanding bills that need a bit of conclusion. And if you look critically at these bills, they reflect where the government wants to go in terms of aligning with NDC-1. So I think those are the major takeaways if you look at what the president presented today in parliament.
I like that you've actually zeroed in on the outstanding issues that were carried over from the 9th Parliament. Now, do you see the 10th Parliament being able to carry this through? What's outstanding, including as well what they have to deal with, what's on their plate?
I think definitely the president's vision is to be able to have some of these bills passed into law at least by in the first session, but others by at least by 2028. I think, like I've said before, some of the laws actually align with what the president envisioned in terms of the 2030 vision of an upper middle income, and also in terms of just democratizing the environment. So I think, legislators have a mouthful on their plate, and they need to ensure that the business of parliament is executed without much hindrance. So I think the 10th Parliament is geared to be able to deal with some of the outstanding and the other bills that are likely to be introduced as well.
Okay. Now, today was the first session of the 10th Parliament of Zimbabwe at the new Parliament building. And this was historical. It was a historical moment for Zimbabwe. But we also saw the opposition MPs boycotting this event. What is your reaction to that?
Opening of the parliament at the new building, yes, was indeed historic. The boycotting part is not historic. The opening was historic because this reflects the fraternal good relation that exists between China and Zimbabwe. And the spaciousness of it, even the optics outside, reflect what Zimbabwe is all about in terms of the architecture. So yes, it was historic. However, on the part of the opposition, all over the world, opposition have a certain way of indicating their disapproval of certain things. So you find in South Africa, opposition also boycott parliament. However, the difference between some boycotts that you experience in other parliaments and this one is that in this one, it's really ineffectual. It is ineffectual because in terms of the numbers, to effect any meaningful impact, the opposition doesn't have. So the boycott is, one, it's a slap on the face of the people who voted for them, because parliament is an institution of governance. If opposition legislators want to be part of the governance system, they needed to respect that institution. So their lack of respect is a slap on the people that voted them into parliament, because they expect them to be able to conduct the business and also be respectful of the head of state. You can't say on one hand you are sworn in as a parliamentarian, and then on the other hand you say I'm not going there because I don't recognize this. So you see, they are a bit conflicted, but like I said, I don't think it has any effect at all particularly the fact that they don't have even the numbers to effect any meaningful impact.
All right, Ranga, unfortunately our time has run out. We would have loved to have more of this conversation. Thank you very much for coming through to ZTN Prime.
Thank you, Samantha.
All right.